We have seen how multilateral organizations like the IMF, the World Bank, and the G20, and indeed many others that are part of the OECD stable, have been seeking to find answers for reforms in order to reverse global lack of growth and inequality. Many countries are having to deal with their own challenges of growth. Therefore, the news from our own statistician that our GDP had risen to 2.5 in the quarter was very encouraging indeed. But this is not the time to celebrate yet, for the task before us, Deputy Speaker, remains huge. We are far behind our NDP target of 5% growth per annum. The triple challenge of unemployment, poverty, and inequality remains. Our young people continue to be at the epicenter of the unemployment challenge, and poverty, as we have all heard, continues to rise. Like several sectors of the economy, mining still remains a priority sector. We believe that the sector retains great potential to create jobs and to contribute to our national wealth. The plan that is in place for mining is beginning to bear fruit. Mining production increased to 4.6% year-on-year in February this year. Statistics South Africa recently reported that compared to previous years, job losses in the mining sector had slowed down substantially in the last quarter of 2016. 2017 employment numbers show that the mining sector is thus far making a positive contribution. As a demonstration of working together, government convened mining industry stakeholders in 2015 in a collaborative Operation Phakisa, which in itself is showing positive results. To substantially raise unemployment, or employment rather, we need to have more inclusive growth. We need to change also the structure of our economy and demonstrate that if we have startups and new entrants in our economy, we should be able to stimulate greater competition and therefore growth. We need more regional trade and better integration into global value chains. We need to work with all social partners to rebuild confidence and to stabilize our state-owned enterprises. These expectations are matched by our daily actions to reignite growth, such as we are doing in Invest South Africa, reducing red tape and the costs associated with starting new businesses is beginning to work. In unlocking our oceans economy, Operation Phakisa has, Deputy Speaker, unlocked investments estimated at 24.6 billion, with government contributing 15 billion to this. The Department of Trade and Industry is currently providing incentive support to the tune of 428 million for investment in ports, marine manufacturing, including boat building, aquaculture, and this has led to the creation of almost 7,000 jobs. We're working on several fronts, Deputy Speaker, to build confidence and productivity in our economy. In pursuit of stability, peace, and fairness in the workplace, we've been working with social partners to reduce the risks of prolonged and violent strikes. And this has borne fruit. The principles of the national minimum wage have been agreed, and we should be in time to introduce the national minimum wage on the 1st of May 2018. Through a collaborative effort, government and business have agreed to set up the Youth Service Employment Service, which will bring in up to 1 million young people into work opportunities where they'll be able to gain skills and be in internships. Now, these are just some of the highlights, Deputy Speaker, that shows that when government and social partners work together, they are able to improve the employment, the investment climate, and create work opportunities for our people. We are fully aware that GDP growth is not enough unless the economy creates sustainable jobs and closes the inequality gap. It is important for all of us to focus on the positives. Our potential, Deputy Speaker, remains greater than our current difficulties, and it is up to all of us as South Africans to ensure that we stay the course of growth and development. It is upon all of us to demonstrate that we can infuse hope and opportunity within the South African marketplace, which will be to the benefit of our nation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Honorable members, please allow me to interrupt the Deputy President and the next in order to welcome a delegation from the Republic of Gambia, led by the Honorable Attorney General and the Minister of Justice, is in South Africa for a week-long study tour on the South African Truth and Reconciliation. Welcome to our Parliament, honorable members. Thank you. Honorable Fabs.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. And thank you, Deputy President, for your response there. It was very comprehensive. There are just one or two issues which I would like clarified. You have emphasized the need for a broad, overarching partnership with all sectors of society to effect more jobs, to actually implement, among other things, the mining plan, which also looked at stemming the retrenchment, creating new jobs, but perhaps most of all, your reference to the minimum wage, which has taken 2 years since the President mooted it in 2014. But perhaps the most important thing, Deputy President, as we've seen from the technical recession being overcome, is that you have managed to develop a platform on which all sectors of society can work together and overcome labor instability and what I would call investor strikes. My question then is this: in what measures do you think, or are you considering at the moment, to escalate, to accelerate the creation of employment, not only among the youth, which is a huge section of the population, but also among those 40 and 50-year-olds who were retrenched due to lack of strategic skills? Can you please share with us how or what measures you are considering at the moment in government? I thank you.
Deputy President.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. Clearly, the issue of unemployment is much more overarching, and it does not only affect young people, it also affects older people who have been displaced out of their jobs through the lack of economic growth and companies running into difficulties. Now, we are already beginning to see green shoots in a number of sectors of our economy. If you look at what drove the last quarter growth to 2.5%, you will see that mining was one of those, agriculture was one of those, and a number of other sectors also contributed. Government was on the negative, and trade was slightly on the negative as well, which demonstrates that various sectors in our economy can indeed generate growth, and that's where our focus should be. Energy also demonstrated that it can generate growth. Now, agriculture was a very pleasant surprise, but not so much a surprise because in our 9-point plan, we did identify agriculture as a growth driver. And indeed, in the National Development Plan, we have projected that agriculture can create up to 1 million jobs. And we're beginning to see the green shoots in as far as agriculture on its own is concerned. The productivity increase in the mining sector also has shown that when people get focused on increasing productivity, we can see genuine growth. Now, what does genuine growth finally lead to? It leads to creation of jobs. We're seeing it in agriculture already, and we're seeing it in other sectors of our economy, and that, in a number of ways, is precisely what we want to see. But the overarching process that we have put in place is the way in which we have crafted this structure where government, business, labor, and community are able to get together to address the challenges that face our economy. As it is now, they have been busy looking at issues such as the downgrading, a structure was created, the issue of looking at labor stability has yielded good results, and the issue of investment, encouragement, and confidence building is also another. So we've built a number of structures and institutions that have the ability to address all these challenges that our country faces. And as I said when I ended the answer to my initial question, it is when we work together, when all sectors or stakeholders in South Africa work together, that we are able to address the problems. We are seeing precisely the benefit of working together, and I have no doubt in my mind that if we continue along this path, we'll see even the next quarters and the next quarter GDP growth figures going upwards. And thank you very much.
Thank you. Honorable Matthys, EFF. Honorable Matthys of the EFF. Honorable members.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. Deputy President, job loss is the crisis of over-accumulation and capitalist contradiction we talk about. We all know that the capitalists cannot exploit other capitalists, but can only exploit workers. Pick and Pay is removing tellers to install machines. Marula Platinum and Twickenham Platinum mines retrenched workers and immediately put machines. This is happening in all other sectors, including in manufacturing and agriculture. This is not recent, but a long trend of capitalist system in perpetual crisis. In this anticipated
Honorable
environment,
member, what's your question? Your time has expired.
In this anticipated
What's your question, Honorable member?
Here is my question, listen to me.
Honorable member, your time has expired.
Environment conducive
Your time has expired. We switch off your mic.
With increased job creation. How do you intend? But I'm still...
Honorable member, no, your time has expired. Your time has expired. I'm sorry.
Deputy Speaker.
No, your time has expired.
You must be consistent.
Honorable member, yes.
No,
the time allocated to supplementary questions is known
but
to each one of you.
Harsh?
No,
why
no.
Are you so harsh?
No. There is no additional
why are you
provision.
So harsh?
No, honorable member. You are 1 minute over your time. This can't be harsh.
It must be applicable to all members.
No,
here.
take your seat, honorable member.
Not on my side only. You must do the same
Deputy
also
President,
in this side.
would you like to comment? No, this honorable member, take your seat, please.
Yeah, but the Deputy President has said me.
No. Honorable member, no, please.
No, the Deputy President has said the question. He will...
Honorable, take your seat, honorable member, please. Please take your seat. Please take your seat. Go ahead, honorable President, comment.
Deputy President, thank you. Honorable Deputy Speaker, indeed the issue of job losses that are given rise to by technological advances where machines replace workers is a matter of concern to all of us. And this is an old age problem. We saw it as industrialization started speeding up. And in a number of sectors in our economy, we've seen how workers have lost jobs to machines or to new processes that are put in place. The challenge that all of us have, and particularly now as we face the fourth industrial revolution, is that indeed we are going to find robots replacing workers, and this is a global problem. We have to be ahead of the curve. We have, as a developing economy, to find ways in which we can keep our people in jobs. And we've got to create the type of jobs that are smart, jobs that will not easily be replaced by machines. But if that happens, we should be able to ensure that our workers are so well trained and so well prepared that we will be able to absorb this storm that is coming, because it is going to come, and the fourth industrial revolution is going to be driven by machines and new technologies. So the challenge for us is, are we prepared for that? And I would say it is also up to this House, these clever minds that are here, to come up with ideas on how we can ensure that we do not get our people to lose jobs as the fourth industrial revolution takes root also in our economy. Thank you.
Honorable Kata.